welcome back to the R.D.C. show. Richard?
Derek?
Chris?
Well,
let's see, July 27th, 2013.
27th, Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Derek had an interesting story that popped up just a few moments ago of a man starting an apartment building in Florida on fire. And
happened
then
on Friday.
Happened Friday, yesterday.
But still, yeah.
And he started shooting all his neighbors, I guess.
he
America, you gotta love
I'm sorry,
the
I
guns.
don't mean to laugh, but this is kind of ridiculous.
You gotta love the guns, you stupid ass people. Love the guns.
And then,
love 'em.
And then the cop shot him to death.
Well, he deserved to die.
SWAT team shot him to death.
You know, everybody Republicans like to come out and always say that this is like some crazy fool on the internet is going to say that, oh, this is something Obama did so we could take away our guns. Well, you know what? I'm going to reverse that on you guys this time. I think the NRA is brainwashing people to do shit like this.
Right.
You know how much goddamn money they make when something like this happens and every loon in the galaxy goes and buys a gun? 'Cause you know gun sales are going to go up. They always do after every one of these things. People are running to get a gun because they're scared.
Happening quite frequent.
And they got to have a gun.
You're a gun owner. What do you think about well, we know how you feel about this, but...
People, this is what God gave you if you want to believe in God. That's your gun.
What is going on, man?
Well, I'd have to say, we
They're
were
too
taught from
readily
a young
available.
age. We were taught from a young age about, how you're supposed to treat a firearm. And like Richard said, we had one within reach.
Yeah.
And we just knew to never touch it, ever.
Right.
Now, we did have friends that would go when their parents were gone, and they would get the fucking gun down, and they would even point it at people.
Right.
They didn't
We
pull
had
the
many
trigger.
guns pointed at us at our day.
Not so much from friends and stuff, but it's happened to me in my lifetime. I've seen the wrong end of a gun before.
Right.
I
remember falling in the mud and the gun, boom, boom, boom. And we're standing right there like, whoa, this guy's crazy. So I've been around crazy people just like that. I've been held up twice, which you guys know about.
Right.
I've seen a gun right here. You want to die?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some fucking idiots out there for sure,
But, you know what I'm saying? Tell me the NRA doesn't love it when this stuff happens. They love it.
Anytime there's any hysteria involved where they get people whipped up and they go out there in droves and buy ammunition.
So I say this, the NRA is buying some kind, they're hooked up with like Nabisco or something like that, one of these food companies. And every so often they grab a box of fucking Oreos or something and they put something in it and they let people eat it and they go crazy. That makes just as much sense as these people online. They're going to be saying Obama plans this stuff. And this is his idea, taking away your guns. There's people that say Sandy Hook didn't happen. So, because it's a conspiracy to take my gun away. Yeah. People, why is it that the only right you're worried about is the Second Amendment? What about the 10th? You ever think about doing the 10th, or the 8th, or the 7th, or the 5th, or the 6th? You know how many rights have already been taken from us? But people are only concerned about one, and that's their guns. And that's because we have raised basically a society of pussies who think they need a gun to solve all their problems. Now I understand people having shotguns to kill people that are breaking in their house, trying to rape their daughters or steal their furniture, whatever. Okay, that's fine. But these people that have AK-47s and all that all that is man's stupidity to kill man. Those guns are not made to do anything but kill human beings.
Just like we saw in that one show, with Chi-Town, and they had handguns, and it didn't even matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
And they said they were raised to kill somebody first, no matter what. And it's just like, dang.
That's that Chicago gang violence.
Come on, man.
See, that's not a thing where you can make a gun law that's going to matter, because if you're raised in a gang environment, like you said, you're going to know where to find illegal firearms. You're going to know where to do. So none of that is going to matter, really. I mean, if you're in that kind of criminal element, obtaining an illegal firearm and using one in a crime is not an obstruction to you. You know what I mean? What I really worry about, and every time I see this, it worries me to this degree, but both sides of the argument on the gun thing, where the gun people they think that they're protecting freedom by owning a firearm. That it's gonna, if the government becomes tyrannical, they'll have the ability to overthrow it and defend themselves from the government.
You pull up the 10th Amendment.
But
that's right here.
That doesn't work. There was a lot of automatic weapons and firearms and plenty of ammunition at Waco. It didn't help the Branch Davidians any.
No, it did.
Because you can't. No matter what you got, you ain't gonna shoot through a tank.
I haven't read yet.
You ain't gonna shoot down a drone. So I mean, the idea that you're protecting freedom is ridiculous. Because if the government wanted to oppress you, they could. After all,
the government already oppresses people.
They spend more than the next 17 nations combined behind us in defense. So they definitely have the money. They definitely have the ability to do it.
Where you live
that's kind of a ridiculous argument. When you take the thing where we're gonna make it so that only certain guns are restrict
the guns aren't
or
the
whatever.
problem. That's society. When you live in a society where somebody that smokes a dried flower,
that's what you got to work on.
When you live in a society where someone that smokes a dried flower is thrown in jail and locked up and called every name in the book, but somebody like George Zimmerman, Casey Anthony, and OJ the first time around are allowed to go free and cause murder and mayhem, it's not a good thing.
I think we'll be right back.